I will never turn away from spice, don't get me wrong, but this one was just a little too much. I wanted more development with words rather than actions. You know what I mean? Hello besties, it's Kira. Welcome back to my channel. So today's video we're gonna be doing my April wrap up. Surprisingly guys, I read 7 books this month, which like doesn't seem like a lot, but like to me, I just haven't been reading a lot, and then I don't know what happened this month where I just like locked in. I'm just gonna be giving you guys my rating, my thoughts, all that stuff in this video per usual. Socials, if you want to check those out, my Amazon wish list down there, everything is in the description. Like, comment, and subscribe for more videos by me. And let's just get right into the wrap up. All right, the first book that I started off the month with was Unravel by Becca Mack. This is the 3rd book in the Playing for Keeps series. I don't know if there's gonna be more books in this series. I think there is. I thought it was just gonna be a trilogy. This is a hockey romance series, which y'all know I love hockey romance. I was very excited to get into this. I've been waiting for Adam's story since the first book. This is like a single parent kind of situation. So they kind of have like a meet cute where I think his dog like runs into her in the woods when they were like on a walk or something, and that's kind of how they meet. I don't really remember much about this, but I do remember that I really liked it. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. Really loved the single parent trope, obviously, and just the way that Adam took over as like a fatherly role was literally the cutest thing I think I've ever read about in my entire life. Like, I love Adam, and knew him with a kid. A lot of deep topics in this book. I loved kind of the found family that's in this whole entire series. I mean, the group is always hanging out. They're always mentioned. Love the hockey team, hockey aspects. Just an overall fun time. Like, I literally love this series. I think I gave them all pretty much 4 stars or above. Writing style is so easy to get through. I definitely recommend this series. The first one's Consider Me, then Play With Me, and then Unravel Me. 4.5 out of 5 stars. This next book I just have had on my shelf forever, and I was in the mood for a fantasy book. The High Mountain Court by A.K. Mulford. If y'all don't know, I am obsessed. I don't know why I'm obsessed, but I'm obsessed with any kind of like witch fantasy book. All of them. I want to read all of them. I have so many on my TBR. I've read a couple. Every single one I just seem to love. I read this in a switching my screen time for reading video, if you want to check that out. So this is about a witch who kind of is like one of the last of her kind, and she's just trying to survive in this world where it's just fae and they all want the witches dead. Basically, this prince from one of the kingdoms finds her and is like, I need you to help stop this war. And turns out they're fated mates. It's this whole thing. I ended up really enjoying it. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 stars because some parts were kind of slow at the beginning because, you know, you were just trying to build up to the whole thing, and then all of a sudden the whole thing happened and I was just like, my jaw was on the floor. The action picked up a little bit, then the ending was kind of crazy, and I really overall really liked how the book wrapped up. The found family kind of aspect reminded me a little bit of Avatar, in the sense where like the group that the prince had to like take around with him kind of reminded me a little bit of like the Avatar group, where it's just like a bunch of friends just going through life. They're funny, you can tell that they really care for each other, all the things like that. I don't know if the whole entire series does this, but at least the second book doesn't follow these 2 characters. It follows some characters that you meet in this book. I definitely recommend if you want to pick this up. 3.5 out of 5 stars. Take my whiskey. All right, this next book I also read for that switching screen time with reading. This book has been on my TBR for way too long, and it was really about time that I read it. Glad that I did get it off my TBR. The book was All Roads Lead Here by Mariana Spada. It was a predicted 5-star book for me, and to say I gave it a 3.75 out of 5 stars. This is basically about Aurora, and she is coming back to the town that she grew up in. It's like staying at this like awesome above the garage apartment whole thing. She gets there, and it turns out that the son of this guy rented out the place to her without his dad's permission, so the dad's about to kick him out. His name is Tobias. They just mostly call him Rhodes, and gets super mad, is about to kick her out, and then is like, okay fine, you can stay if you just don't talk to my son or me, all that kind of stuff. And obviously doesn't happen. I loved quotes in this book. Like, I was obsessed with like his grumpy little mood that he was in. Like, I don't know what it is about him, but I just really, really liked his character overall. I feel like in the end, as you watch the slow burn of this book, you can tell that he really ended up caring for Aurora. I loved like the single parent aspect. I knew this was a slow burn, obviously, because it's Mariana Zapata, but I think for like the first half of the book, I was so bored. I don't mind a slow burn, but this is way too little interactions for me. I was eating up the literal crumbs that we got, but like I needed more. After like 200-ish pages halfway through the book, things just got amazing. I definitely would recommend it if you want a slow burn. 3.75 out of 5 stars. Next book, I have been putting on my TBR every single month and I just never get to it. I've been out of this universe, haven't read a book in this series in 6 months. I definitely felt it reading this book. I had to relearn the whole entire plot, pretty much, of how the last book ended. Queen's Shadows by Sarah J. Maas, the 5th book in the Throne of Glass series for me. Most people think that this is their favorite book in the series, and that's what I went into thinking. I can't talk much about this because it's the 5th book in the series. I really ended up enjoying this book. I gave it a 4.5 out of 5 stars. I basically spent like the first half, maybe the first part, because I think there's 2 or 3 parts, just trying to relearn the plot, trying to like re-figure out how the last book ended, how everything was gonna come together after that. Just things started picking up and things got crazy. I'm so scared, but excited to do the tandem read because I am gonna try the tandem read. 4.5 out of 5 stars. Next book I picked up just because I got the new covers for them and it made me think about how I should continue with this series. So that's exactly what I did. The Risk by Elle Kennedy, the 2nd book in the Briar You series. They just got new covers with blue sprayed edges. So cute. Obsessed with them. This is about Jake and Brenna, and basically Jake goes to Harvard and Brenna goes to Briar, and they're like rival schools. It's like a forbidden, I guess, romance because her dad's the coach of the Briar U team. A little bit of fake dating as well. I gave it a 3.5 out of 5 stars. Just like didn't feel their connection like at all. I will never turn away from spice, don't get me wrong. It's just a little too much. I wanted more development with the words rather than actions. You know what I mean? Anyway, I'll continue with the series. I love Elle Kennedy's writing. So easy to get through. I love her just little cheesy, smutty college hockey romance books. 3.5 out of 5 stars. So I decided to pick up another romance. Let me just talk about it. I ended up picking up Still Beating by Jennifer Hartman. I gave this a 4.5 out of 5 stars. So if you don't know, this is kind of like a companion novel to Lotus, which Lotus is one of my favorite books of all time. This is kind of a book that comes before that, but basically it's about this girl named Aura who ends up getting kidnapped and locked up in a basement with her sister's fiance, Dean. Some really triggering, crazy stuff happens in this book, so please check the trigger warnings. I think they're literally like listed on one of the first pages, so definitely look it up, because as I was going through this book, I forgot about all those trigger warnings. I don't know what it is about gut-wrenching emotional romance books that just do it for me. And these two have very terrible things happen to them in some guy's basement, and they escape, and it's kind of wrong, but they end up falling in love with their trauma. They were trauma bonded and ended up falling in love. Crying, like my heart physically hurt reading this book, but the things these characters go through and how it all goes full circle back to each other was just so amazing. And I just love Jennifer Hartman's books so much. I mean, this is only the 2nd one I read by her, but like, she just does it again. I guess I'm just like a little bit of a dark romance girly. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. Read this at your own risk. Like, I'm literally warning you, read this at your own risk. 4.5 out of 5 stars. And then I kind of just wanted to like slowly finish a book by the end of the month. I ended up picking up King of Wrath by Anna Huang, which is the first book in the Kings of Sin series. She's just coming out with books, and I very much am not reading them fast enough. Literally, the day I'm filming this, I think the 4th book in this series came out. You don't know, Anna Huang is the same author as the Twisted series. Now that we're mentioning my favorite books of all time, Twisted Games and Twisted Lies. I just love Anna Huang's Twisted books. Literally, like, they're romance books, but they're a little bit, like, I wouldn't say darker. There's some, like, really messed up shit that happens in them, and I love them. This is about Dante and Vivian, and they showed up a little bit in the end of Twisted Lies, the last book in the Twisted series, and I was a little bit intrigued on their story. Dante gets kind of blackmailed from Vivian's father about something, and they have to a little bit of a arranged marriage situation that goes on. Vivian doesn't know about the blackmail. Right off the bat, secrets. Secrets. I ended up giving this a 3.75 out of 5 stars. Again, it's one of those things where I was like, 3.5 is too low, but 4-star was like too high. I didn't mind Vivian's character. I liked how she put Dante in his place sometimes. I felt like she was really real. Dante, just a big, broody, grumpy, billionaire guy. He decided to grovel. I was like, okay, I can like Dante. I just didn't feel their connection. I don't know how they like literally went from fighting, then not talking, to like then being in love with each other. Like, I know they spent a lot of time obviously together, living under the same roof, having to like act like they're in love. I can see like how I guess the relationship could develop. Didn't feel the sparks. The spice was good. Anna Huang knows what she's doing. She knows what she's doing. 3.75 out of 5 stars. Oh, are you bored of me yet? I know, guys, it's been a while since I've read that many books in a month that I could talk your ear off about. Overall, like I said, a pretty good reading month. At least April, reading-wise, was good. Mental health-wise, no. But reading-wise, Escape from Reality, 10 out of 10. I hope you guys enjoyed another wrap-up. If you did not watch last week's video, which was my May TBR, I am moving. I have to move by the 31st of May. So I don't know realistically how much reading I will be doing in the month of May. So bear with me. Who knows what the videos are going to be like during the month of May. I'm going to try to consistently post still. Make sure to follow all my socials down below to stay updated with me and my life. It's down there, along with my book Amazon wishlist and my Goodreads. Again, if you want to be friends, like, comment, and subscribe for videos, hopefully by me. And I will see you guys next week. Another video. Bye.